A very good evening to all of you, and a very hearty welcome to each one to this session of Wednesday, Wisdom Wednesdays. So when we are about to experience something higher, it is always good to invite grace. As a matter of fact, grace is always present in our lives. Still, all the time we make a prayer for grace, because prayer puts us into a space of humility and surrender to a higher principle or a higher cause, and it creates greater receptivity within our own being to experience what is essential for our growth. So we will begin by chanting Om 3 times, and we make a prayer for grace. So become aware of your physical body. Pay attention to your breath and use the power of the breath to become centered in your heart, the spiritual heart. See how the in-breath is moving into that area and how the out-breath is taking off from that area. And now let us chant Om. So we take a deep breath and chant Om on the out-breath. And now we do the Guru Vandana. Om Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guruः Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Sadgurave Namaha. We pay our respects and salutations to all the masters, all the prophets from all times, and seek their blessings for this session. So once again, a very warm welcome to each one of you. Let us build upon what we were doing in the last session. It was about meditation. So one of the things that really came up in the last session was that most of the time people think that meditation is something to be done. And the moment we get caught up with this idea of doing something, we really move away from meditation. Because what is meditation? It is getting into a state where we are in our most natural state. So when we are in our most natural state, we are already there. So there is this phrase in Sanskrit which describes this process. It says, praptasya praptihi. To find something, to attain something, that is already attained. Praptasya prapti. Attainment of that which is already attained. So the natural state is already there within us. And we can see it happening to us. Whenever we are, say, in nature, and for some reason we are absolutely overpowered or taken over by this beauty of nature, then what happens? There is a sense of belongingness wherein nothing more is to be attained, nothing more is to be found. So there is a sense of complete rest. And one is free from all cares and worries. There is nothing which is wanted. There is absolutely no want in life. And what is that? It is meditation, because we are in that state where we become aware of the fullness of our being. A very dear friend suddenly comes home. We have not been expecting him, and we are meeting after many years. And what joy erupts! The heart becomes so full. The loving embrace that one has is absolutely fulfilling. And all the cares or all the worries that may have been there at the back of the mind, they just disappear. Nothing more is wanted in that moment. So what is that? We are experiencing the natural state of our being. When we go to sleep in the night, we hit the bed, and after some time, the body takes its leave. The senses begin to drop. So we lose that sense of space wherever we are. The mind may still be there. So we are experiencing what is contained in the subconscious mind. So some of our great aspirations may manifest as dreams. Some of our fears may manifest as dreams. And we may live in this world of the mind for some time. But then there always comes a time every day that we transit from that world of the mind to a still deeper space within ourselves. where there is no mind. The mind also takes its leave. It goes away to rest or to sleep. So when we get into this deep sleep state, we don't know anything because there is no mind. And yet it is the most restful state we ever experience. On any particular day, if we can sleep in deep sleep for 2 hours or so, oh, it is the best sleep that we have ever had. And in the morning when we wake up, we feel so much energy and charge, so much enthusiasm, we are able to take on this world, no matter how difficult it is. But if we keep watching the dreams all night, then when we wake up, the body is aching, the mind is tired, it cannot think, and we feel absolutely rotten. So what happens when we are in deep sleep? We are in the natural state of being. We don't know it because there is no mind. So we experience the joy and beauty and energy of that place when we come out of sleep. But while we are there, we do not know. But this is how it happens, that there are certain triggers that can put us into the state of our own being, like going to a place of great natural beauty, meeting an old friend, listening to a beautiful song or some enchanting music that makes the mind still. So all these are things which can put us in that state, but because we are dependent upon an outer trigger, so we think if I do this, I will experience oneness with my own being. But fact of the matter is that that being is already there and it is never lost. So there is this famous story that a queen, was in a party and suddenly she said, she raised a lot of hullabaloo and said, "Oh, I have lost my necklace." And everybody started looking for the necklace, and then somebody pointed it out to her that, "Look, madam, it is already there around your neck." So then she felt it and she said, "Oh, wow, it's very nice. Yes, it is there." So it is like the queen's necklace that we have lost. The self is always there, but because we are not aware of it, we think this is something that we need to find, we need to discover. But the fact of the matter is that it is always there. It was never lost. So that is why in Sanskrit the whole process is described as praptasya prapti, attaining that which is already attained. It is not something that has ever gone away and we are going to discover it. Now this is where this we have to learn something about the Eastern method and the Western method. But before I go there, I will just share this particular chart which I have shared so many times. Everybody is aware of this chart, the chart of human consciousness. Can you see the chart? Yes. So what is this chart about? It is a chart of consciousness. So the beginning is that the point here or down below, it is the starting point. And as the awareness goes higher and higher, there is certain frequency or certain value attached to it. It also keeps going higher and higher. So if you see on the right side, there is this line. So down below it says contracted awareness, that people who are living in the lower kind of awareness. And this is expanded awareness, where people are living in expanded awareness, higher awareness. So when people are living in lower awareness, where are they? They are in shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride, and so on. The real breakthrough comes when one reaches 200. Courage comes or neutrality comes. Then there goes to a turnaround point is 500. So somebody who reaches or touching this frequency of 500, he becomes established in the frequency of love. So such a person is going to love himself or herself. Such a person is going to love everybody around him or her, is going to love the circumstances. The adversarial attitude, the attitude of criticism, the attitude of why me, why am I suffering, why is everybody happy and I am not so happy, all these questions disappear. Why? Because you are vibrating high, there is higher awareness. So why people do not succeed in meditation is because they are not doing anything to improve their frequency and vibration. So those who rise in frequency and vibration, they will find it very easy to meditate because they are not being pulled down by so many things. Does this make sense? So when we are in higher awareness, we have been prepared and then meditation comes very easy. And when people are not ready, they are still caught up with their anger, pride, desire, whatever, fear, then they will not be able to meditate. It's not their fault. But once they understand this, everybody has their challenges. Karma is working. So people according to their karma are put into some very difficult life situations. It is very easy to criticize them from outside, but when we are put in their situations, then we will find how difficult it is. So it is not their fault. But what they can do is, somebody has been placed in a situation where there is a lot of anger. For some reason the person is very angry. So if that person works upon his or her energy levels and the energy level goes beyond 150, says to 250, so then there will be neutrality. So one is not caught up by anger, one is not caught up by pride, one is not caught up by this arrogance or ego. One is able to look at things more calmly. So this is why it is important that we must need to do something which can allow us to rise in higher energy. And one basic rule of existence is that existence does not recognize anybody by their name. Existence does not recognize anybody by their religion. Existence only recognizes what is your vibration. So if one is vibrating in an attitude of criticism, some of the social media posts you read, you will be filled or appalled by the kind of negativity that those posts have. So what is happening? Those persons are filled with negativity. So whatever they write, their words carry that same energy. But they don't realize that by just remaining in negativity forever and justifying that negativity, they are creating a lot of suffering for themselves and for those around them. Because if we continue to embrace lower energy and frequency, we are inviting diseases, we are inviting troubles and sufferings, not just for ourselves. We become energy guzzlers. So if we meet somebody That fellow is vibrating high, so we will start drawing his energy. And because we are drawing his energy without knowing we are doing this, so that person will not like us. So next time we meet, that person will try to create some distance and move away from us. Now we find another reason to be unhappy, that nobody loves me. That thought might come. But we don't realize that we ourselves are creating those circumstances where people are not inclined to love us. So this is something that we need to be aware of, how to do this. And this is where this question that Aarti asked about mantra, where does mantra stand in this? So we all know that sound, as thoughts have energy, sound has energy. And there is a science where all the chakras, all the petals of all the chakras, each chakra has a kind of an alphabet placed on it. And when we repeat that alphabet, that petal vibrates inside. So this is how the Sanskrit language originated. The great rishis, the Panini who gave the Sanskrit grammar, people like him, they saw all the Devanagari alphabets vibrating in all the petals of all the chakras of our subtle bodies. And then when they came out of meditation, they wrote this alphabet, wrote the same form, gave it the kind of name, and the sound that they heard in meditation from those alphabets, that is how all the alphabets got their sounds. So when we chant or when we repeat something, but forget about the Sanskrit language. Any word, any alphabet that we use, any language that we use, it is vibrating somewhere within our own body. So when we take certain mantras, certain words or certain set of syllables and we keep repeating them over and over again, what we are doing is that we are creating repeatedly those vibrations within our own body where the energy is being raised. And when the energy is being raised or energy is being generated, we start rising in awareness. So those people who do a lot of this mantra japa, they start rising in awareness automatically. It is a very good tool. And this brings us to another point. What is the difference between the Western system of education and the Eastern systems? In the East, you will find that there are many religions where the children are made to chant. They are made to learn the scriptures over and over again and repeat them. They are not even being given the explanation. Somebody shared that in a Gurukul system, boys from the age of 4, they are given these stotras, these hymns to learn. And they just learn without knowing the meaning. And they simply chant it over and over again. And it's only when they have done this for 4 years, then they are being taught the meaning part. So what happens? That by constant chanting, their awareness levels have gone up. And when the awareness levels have gone up, it becomes much easier for people to get the correct meaning of what is written in the scriptures. Western system of education is different. Right from the earliest of classes, children are being made to use their intellect and to learn through the intellect. So intellect is a very puny thing compared to awareness. Awareness is much bigger, more powerful. So if people can sometimes rise in awareness, then the intellect will follow that awareness and it can be utilized better. So science has given us nuclear bombs. Somebody must have invented that. And the same science has given us all these wonderful tools which make our life so easy. The same science has given us so many healing modalities, so many surgeries, so many things which are creating miracles every day. So how the same science is used, that matters. That use will depend upon awareness. If we don't have awareness, we will self-destroy ourselves. And if we have awareness, we will not only save ourselves, but we will save others too. So that is where the difference lies. So mantra comes in here, that if you choose a mantra and if you keep doing it over and over again, make it a part of yourself so that unconsciously it is going on inside you all the time. That means all the time something is being done within your body to raise the awareness. So this is where the difference lies. So if we do something, we take some practice which raises us in the energy levels and which raises us into a higher awareness, then it becomes much easier to deal with the challenges of lower emotions, our patterns. For people who are very intelligent, what do we say? We say we recognize your patterns. Somebody gets angry for a particular thing. What is it? He will justify it. Oh, it is, if I have to be angry for this. But is there anything in the world which requires you to be angry? You can take effective action without being angry. So anger is what? It is just a pattern. So the wise man will recognize his patterns. And then there are some patterns which are not easy. Some people just eat, watching social media in 2-3 minutes, the eating is over. So what is this? It's unawareness. So it's a pattern that I cannot be focused on my food. After all, everything that we do in this life is to keep this body alive, and food is the most important part. But we don't have time to pay attention to food. So it is something that, to rise in higher energy, what we can do is, the way of the aware people or the way of the more intelligent people is to become aware of their patterns. So if one is aware of their patterns and makes a conscious effort to change, then his life will change. People say that, oh, I am so much worried about such and such thing. But when you tell them that you be more aware of what you need to do, then they will not do that. Because somewhere they are so much attached to their pattern that it is very difficult to let go. But without letting go, without becoming more awareness, evolution will not happen. So that is where it is of paramount importance for each one of us to do a few things. Number one, meditation is not doing anything. It is praptasya praptihi. It's attaining that which is already attained. So we are not doing anything to attain it. It's already there. Only thing is that whatever we are doing to keep ourselves away from it, that we must be able to renounce or let go. So everybody has to think, what is it that keeps me away from my own self? So this body. First thing, identification is with this body. The thought that I am this body, this is happening to me. But we take so much of pride in that this is my body. But can we do anything to change consciously in this body? If our intestine has a problem today, can we order the intestine to start functioning properly? If there is a boil on the feet, can we tell that boil that you better vanish right now? No, it will not go. And we say, oh, this is my body. So fact of the matter is, it is not my body. It is the body. We say this is my eyes, this is my sight, this is my this thing, that thing. Is it in our control? We cannot even sit quietly for a few minutes and we say this is my body. The body is not ready to obey us. So it is not our body. So most of the problems are arising because we think that this is my eyes, these are my senses, this is my mind, this is my belief system. Now take it further. My belief system. I believe this to be so, therefore it is right. So most of the problems in this world are today because of belief systems. And has belief system helped anybody? No. A belief system is a necessity at a given point of time. So at some point of time, yes, you may need a particular belief system to negotiate your life or to live your life. But when the time changes, you will change your belief system. But today, because you think that you have a belief system, you are ready to kill another person for that. So this is something that one needs to learn. So this, instead of having this thought, my belief system, anything that we think is ours is not ours. So what is the way out? The way out is not to give up anything, but to become aware that this is not mine. And once we do that, it becomes so easy. So just close your eyes and think of one thing which triggers you, which makes you very angry. Or think of someone whom you hate or you don't like. And now just imagine or ask yourself, is this person, this belief system, or whatever, is this my enemy? Or it appears to be an adversary? Because the self is absolutely full. The self only knows how to love. There are no enemies to the self. And the self is not anybody's enemy. But my mind and my ego tell me, this fellow is your enemy. Or this belief system is something to be annihilated, finished. And now ask yourself, is this your belief system? Or just one of those belief systems which your mind has come to have? Is this mind yours? Take it further. Does this mind own you? Or you own the mind? The servants will obey the master. A person who is a das, a servant, becomes like the master. So is your mind like the master, like your inner self? Or is your mind the master and you have allowed yourself to become the slave of the mind? Can you claim your sovereignty, your kingdom, where the mind remains your servant and higher awareness prevails? And once you reach higher awareness, you can take whatever action you have to take. It can be a very assertive action, a very strong action, but it will not be guided by hate. It will not be guided by dislike. It will only be guided by a desire to correct. And see how you feel right now. Breathe into yourself and breathe out of yourself. If you still feel that the mind is fighting, with the in-breath bring in more light, and with the out-breath breathe out any negativity. Now feel that the breath is not yours. It is the cosmos that is breathing into you and out of you. And if the cosmos is breathing into you and out of you, is this body? It is a dwelling place your inner self has chosen for this particular point of time. If any experiences arise, if you see something in with your mind's eye, if you hear some sounds, or if you feel something on your skin, or you have a taste in your mouth, in this state when there is no personal involvement, these are natural functions of the senses. And you can just notice these without either wanting anything more and without repelling anything. Be in the state of pure noticing. The body, the breath, the senses, the mind, all of these are falling in a space of harmonious coordination. Everything is functioning to the bare minimum. And you are conscious of everything. And in this state of harmonious construction, things on the inside and things on the outside, they become one. Because the boundaries of the body have disappeared. It is like a big hollow balloon which is breathing in and out. And this breath is coming from outside. So everything outside is also contributing to this breath. So just be aware of whatever, wherever you are and whatever is happening around you and whatever is happening within you. It is one seamless space of experience. You alone exist. There is no other. At times you may become aware of certain pulsations in the body. You may be able to hear your own heartbeat. You might become aware of the movement of the abdomen. Everything is happening in your awareness. And it is one with your awareness. Gradually bring yourself back to your breath. Take a few deep breaths. Gradually feel that the hollowness which was there on the inside is disappearing, and you are becoming more and more aware of the physical body. See where the different limbs of the body are placed. Become aware of any feelings on your skin. And when you are ready, bring your palms together, rub them against one another, cover your eyes, offer your deepest love to yourself. And when you are ready, you can gently open your eyes, bringing yourself out of meditation. So even when you have opened your eyes, do not allow your inner state to be disturbed. Remain in the state of altered awareness. And once you have done something like this, you can carry this state with yourself, so that in your day-to-day life you operate from a higher state of awareness.
Uh,
Yes, Sanobar?
Very calming. I was having a very stressful day and I'm feeling very, very calm.
Feeling very calm. Yes, so you can carry that state. This is how it is, that you don't have to really do anything, but just having this idea that this I am not this body. I am the one who just is a temporary, it's a rented accommodation and I am the tenant right now. That's it. So this very thought, it somehow detaches us from our ego, and we are not less likely to be carried away by our ego-driven concepts and belief systems and habit patterns. So it can become a very good tool to really find a state where we can naturally be. And we don't have to be anything else. See, the problem is that if I think that I am, say, for example, I am Brahma Prakash Gowda and I am a teacher. So the moment I think I am that, just by, it is very subtle, but just by doing this, I am creating a barrier between myself and any other teaching which any of you has to offer to me. Can you get it? If I think I am the teacher, so this very thought gives a pedestal. So I start looking at everybody else from that pedestal, and this creates a barrier. So my own learning process, we are all here to learn. So my own learning process, the very thought I am a teacher, that creates a barrier where my ability to learn from you is reduced. So am I doing myself a favor by thinking that way? No. So it is just a role that is happening to me. So if I know that it is a role, that is I am playing for a particular time, but I am not the teacher. The gurus are the teachers. They are the ones who are giving whatever I am sharing with you. So if I remain in that state where I know that I am being used as an instrument by some higher power, so my ability to learn from any of you, it is still remains intact. But it is subtle and it works because if you are looking at your own patterns and your habit patterns or thought pattern, then you constantly learn from yourself. मंजरी जी आप कुछ बोलना चाहती हैं?
Yeah, I wanted to say that I felt very, very calm, and I don't know, I felt like I was flying in space with different colors.
You did astral travel.
So, like purple, yellow, green. I mean, I was just as if I'm somewhere else. I don't know what happened. So,
That is astral
I
travel.
didn't want to come back basically when you said open your eyes. I mean, I reluctantly did that.
Yes. Okay. Aarti, you want to say something?
नहीं सर मैं
नहीं. Okay.
नहीं सर बस ये कि जब आप बोल रहे हैं तो अपने आप के ऊपर सोच के हमें तो लग रहा है कि हमारा मन तो टोटल स्लेव बना चुका है ऑलरेडी।
नहीं, बना नहीं चुका है, ये हमको कभी पता नहीं चला। लोगों ने भी ऐसी ऐसी धारणाएं बना रखी हैं कि ध्यान करने में हमने बहुत सारे उसके जिसको कहते हैं ना कि वो छोटे छोटे उसके उसको एक रिचुअल बना दिया है, उसमें बहुत सारी चीजें कर रखी हैं, तो उसमें हम फंस गए हैं। इसलिए अगर पता लग जाएगा तो अपने आप कम हो जाएगा। तो जैसे जैसे जाएगा, अब जो सैकड़ों जन्मों से हमने किया है कि मन की गुलामी स्वीकार करके रखी है, तो वो तुरंत से ओवरनाइट तो नहीं बदलेगा। लेकिन जब हम अवेयर हो जाते हैं, उसके प्रति जागरूक या सतर्क हो जाते हैं, तो सतर्क होने से यह कि हम हर वक्त अपना काम उस तरह से कर सकते हैं कि बाहर निकलते हैं, कुछ कहा सुनी हो जाती है तो तुरंत हमको समझ में आ जाता है कि ये तो बहुत मामूली चीज थी, इसमें हमारे को अपना आपा खोने की जरूरत नहीं थी। तो अगर एक बार ये पता लग गया तो दोबारा ऐसा नहीं होगा। तो इसी तरह से धीरे 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 करते करते बात बदलती। मुझे याद है कि जब मैंने ध्यान करना शुरू किया था तो मुझे कुछ भी नहीं होता था। तो एक दिन मैं गुरुमाई के पास गया और उनको बोला, गुरुमाई ध्यान नहीं होता है, बहुत कुछ। तो उन्होंने क्या बोला, उन्होंने ऐसे उंगली बनाई, तो बोला लिटिल बाय लिटिल, लिटिल बाय लिटिल। तो ऐसे ही लिटिल बाय लिटिल होता है। थैंक यू। Yes, Sajid, you raised your hand. You want to say something?
जी सर, मैं थोड़ा सा अपना एक एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करना चाहूंगा। अगर
हाँ, बोलिए।
आप लास्ट ईयर जैसे आपको पता था कि मैं एंजाइटी फेस कर रहा था,
हाँ,
तो
हाँ,
उसमें फिर एक तो मैंने ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइजेस की थी, फिर मैंने एक चीज अपनाई थी, माइंडफुलनेस। क्योंकि मुझे थॉट्स आती थी, फिर मैं डर जाता था, तो वो फिर मैं हर काम को बड़ा बिल्कुल प्रेजेंट मोमेंट में करता था। तो कुछ दिनों के बाद मुझे फील हुआ कि मेरी बॉडी भी नहीं है, माइंड भी नहीं है, तो मैं कोई ऑब्जर्वर हूँ। तो फिर उससे हुआ ये कि एक जैसे कहते हैं एक इनसाइट मिली मुझे, जो मैंने फिर आपसे शेयर की थी कि मुझे ऐसे लग रहा था कि सब चीज एक यूनिटी में है, जो मेरी बीइंग है इट इज यूनाइटेड विद एवरीथिंग। तो मैं फिर गाड़ी रोक के लोगों को कहता था कि आपको लिफ्ट चाहिए, पहले जिसको इग्नोर करता था। तो वो जो इनसाइट है, वो जब आप फील करते हैं कि यू आर नॉट अ बॉडी एंड माइंड, तो जस्ट आप एक ऑब्जर्वर है इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ माइंड एंड बॉडी, तो वो जो इनसाइट है वहां से ब्रेक थ्रू मिलता है, जो मैंने ऑब्जर्व किया है ओवर द लास्ट फ्यू इयर्स, और खुसूसन एक साल से। तो ये एक मैं चाह रहा था कि आई शुड से।
बहुत अच्छा आपने सबके साथ शेयर किया, क्योंकि ये 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 एक्सपीरियंस जो है ये हायर एक्सपीरियंस है। मुझे जो इस तरह का ब्रेक थ्रू जब मिला था, तो मैं ऐसे इसमें जगह पे काम करता था, या जो हमारा वर्क प्लेस था, वहाँ क्या होता है, हर आदमी दूसरे का कॉम्पिटिटर है, और एक हमेशा ये ख्याल रहता है कि दूसरा आदमी जो है वो लोग हमारे खिलाफ कुछ कर रहे हैं, कुछ ऐसा है वैसा है। लेकिन जब अवेयरनेस जगी तो मैंने देखना शुरू किया। तो पहली बात तो यह कि ये समझ में आ गया कि हमारे को ये जो ख्याल है कि सब लोग हमारे खिलाफ कुछ कर रहे हैं, ये तो हमारा ख्याल है, हमारी सोच है, इसमें कुछ कुछ इसमें सच्चाई नहीं है। नंबर एक। तो अब अगर नहीं है सच्चाई तो उसको तो जांचना पड़ेगा, सबको सबके पास जाकर के सबके साथ देख करके देखना पड़ेगा लोग कैसे हैं। तो मैंने देखा कि हमारे साथ जितने कलीग्स हैं या और बहुत से लोग हैं, यहाँ तक कि कुछ लोग ऐसे जिनको हम नहीं अच्छा समझते थे, वो सब बहुत अच्छे लोग हैं। तो एक बहुत बड़ा ये ब्रेक थ्रू था मेरे लिए, क्योंकि अपने जजमेंट से हम दुनिया को जज करते रहते हैं, और जब अपने में झांक कर देखना शुरू किया तो उसके बाद पता लगा कि नहीं, सब बहुत अच्छे हैं। तो वो अपने यहाँ एक कहावत भी है ना कि बुरा जो देखन में चला,
उससे पुराना कोई।
कम देखिए बुरा ना
बुरा न
देखिए
मिलिया
कोई।
कोई, और जो मैं देखो क्या देखो तो मुझसे बुरा न कोई। तो ऐसा पता लगने लगा कि ये जो कुछ है, दिस वर्ल्ड इज नथिंग बट ए रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ आवर ओन थॉट्स एंड माइंड्स। तो अपने माइंड को अगर हमने भी कुछ प्योरीफाई कर लिया तो इसकी असलियत फिर समझ, अपने चमक जो है वो बाहर से दिखाई देगी। इट इज एज सिंपल। ज्ञान ने क्या लिखा कि इट हैज बीन एन एक्सेलेंट सेशन, आई एम नॉट माई बॉडी, आई एम नॉट माई माइंड इज सिंपल टू से बट इम्बाइबिंग इट्स एसेंस इज अ लॉन्ग वे टू गो। आई हैव टू लीव नाउ। यस, थैंक यू ज्ञान। Yes, it is not easy, but it is worth trying, as Sajid has shared.
Trying process.
And for those of you who may not know Sajid, Sajid is from Pakistan. He is doing his research in Eastern religions, and he somehow read Soli Tavaria's books, and he was drawn into Eastern religions because of those books, and that is somehow he got connected to Tuesday gatherings that we had. So thereafter we have been in touch. So thank you, Sajid.
थैंक यू सर, एग्जैक्टली, थैंक यू।
और साजिद ने एक और बड़ा अच्छा इंटरवेंशन किया था कि एक बार कोई बात हो रही थी तो हम लोग बात कर रहे थे कि किससे सीखना है. Then he made this point. He said sometimes even a book can connect you to the person. So he was somebody who is reading Tavaria's books, and then he bumped into me, or we bumped into one another. So this is how it works. When you connect with the energy of a book written by a great person, then that energy will take you to connect with people who will be helpful. So I think it has been a long session. So we end with the Shanti part.
सर बहुत थैंक यू, बहुत अच्छा सेशन,
आप सभी को
बहुत अच्छा था.
बहुत अच्छा
ये क्या है कि इसको कहते हैं प्रैक्टिकल स्पिरिचुअलिटी.
जी.
It is about practical. After all, we are living life. We are not monks. कोई दुनिया तो छोड़ी नहीं है, इसी दुनिया में रहना है, इस दुनिया के सारे काम करने हैं. तो यहीं रहते हुए कैसे रहेंगे, उसके बारे में है सब कुछ. सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु, सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु. ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनो, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. Thank you everyone. We'll meet again next week.